Sweet Clyde laughed derisively at him.
Alright ladies and gents, I've dumped 100 hours into this here video game, and it's about damn time I give my opinions on it. Welcome to my post-Baguette update review of Motion Twin's roguelike Metroidvania, Dead Cells. The Baguette update is the newest and possibly final update in the game's early access, and the game will be seeing its exit from early access in August, just as it releases on all of the major gaming consoles. So until then, this is my entirely subjective review of the game. Approachability is somewhat affected by everything I'm going to be talking about in the rest of this review, but as a quality I think stands on its own. In my mind, the perfect game all around is one that's easy to learn and hard to master. One that, while approachable, rewards your time and effort, and pushes you. Getting dicked in the ass by everything around you in games like R-Type sucks. But some games, like Skyrim, suffer over time from a lack of endgame difficulty. Most of you who play Dead Cells won't play it to its most difficult potential. But it's a hell of a ride while it lasts, and it doesn't ever feel overly oppressive as a whole. I'm gonna give the game a 10 in this category. To say the graphics in this game are good would be an understatement. Its art style is striking, and never grows dull on the eyes, especially after the latest update. Everything is easy to navigate, the colors pop, and the game makes exceptionally good use of 144Hz monitors while also being easy to run on lower-end systems. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 in this category as well. If the graphics were bad, I probably wouldn't have streamed this game for the better part of 100 hours. Now, this is the hardest part to evaluate because the story is currently incomplete. The game feels a lot like Dark Souls right now, given how vague its approach to the plot is. There are different biomes, all with unique creatures. There are 4 bosses, none of whom have more than 1 line of dialogue, and only stand in as being more difficult versions or amalgamations of already existing enemies. And there are NPCs who help you along the way, but have no backstories. This can be built upon, but as it stands, whatever plot the game has is thin. It could be the case that the vague plot does a service to this game as a whole. I'm gonna give the game a 5 out of 10 here, because while there isn't much of a plot at all, I enjoy how the vagueness sparks my curiosity. When I started playing the game, I let the in-game music play. Now I don't. But it's by no means a bad score. The music does a good job of setting the mood in boss battles, for instance. But let's face it, some metal playing in the back is probably going to do a better job at helping you kick ass and take names. I'm going to give the score a 7. Now this is where you find the most contention, and it all really comes down to the kind of gamer you are. One important thing to note, this game doesn't coddle you. Yes, it's one of the easier entries in the roguelike genre, but that doesn't really make it easy for your everyday Candy Crush player. Just keep that in mind before you buy this game. If you tilt easily at inconsequential bullshit, you might want to skip this and play some 3D Space Cadet Pinball instead. For those of you who already own the game, and might be struggling, I've got some pointers for you. 1, the devs recommend using a controller. I personally use my mouse and keyboard and it works fine for me. But maybe try switching to a controller if you have a hard time navigating the keyboard controls. 2, when you're using cells to unlock weapons and items from the collector, make things like extra health flasks and recycling a priority. Your chances of survival vastly improve with these things unlocked. 3, tactics or purple builds with traps are phenomenal. Survival might seem like a great way to go when you first play, but high damage is a lot more important than high health in the later stages of the game. 4, don't kill every enemy, and move fast. The game rewards you with doors that open if you play the game at a faster pace. And those extra scrolls are well worth it, just don't move so fast that you blunder into every trap. The less time you spend before you die, the more opportunities you have to keep trying. And this sort of segues into my next point. Dying in this game is inevitable. But this isn't a bad thing. Every time you die, you're given a chance to evolve your arsenal of items, and your mutations, and you're given a chance to evolve as a player, using different builds to figure out what suits you best and what will do the best job against your enemies. The gnarliest part is the hard reset after you die. There are no checkpoints in this game, other than the different items and abilities you unlock, improving your chances in future runs. A lot of the time you'll find yourself playing for 3 hours just so you can face the final boss 4 or 5 times. Just to fucking fail. However, none of the frustrations that this game causes bother me. Once you feel skilled at the game, it'll make itself more difficult. Completed runs award you with the opportunity to play the game in higher difficulties. So it really is a game that you can progress as a player with. I've enjoyed having my ass kicked, so I'm going to give the game a solid 10 in this category. So for the average gamer, after tallying up all of my scores, I'm giving it an 84%. Definitely pick it up if you've got time and money, it's well worth it. However, for those of you who make online content, we're going to look at it from that angle as well. So is the game good for online gaming content? I would say so. For anyone on either YouTube or Twitch, a lot of humor can be derived from its difficulty. You'll share some great moments and laughs with your viewers. Unfortunately, I have to knock off just a few points here because of one thing and one thing alone. Backseat Gamers. This is definitely more of a nuisance on the streaming front than it is on YouTube, and a lot of people can really just brush this off. I suppose this is a warning for newer content creators more than anything, particularly streamers. It's not so much of an issue with me, just a bit of an annoyance, but for newer creators it can be really demoralizing. Occasionally you get some really good advice from viewers. However, you get the occasional twerp that makes your whole chat uncomfortable. They're the kind of dorks you'd like to throw in a helicopter and drop off in war-torn Syria. This can be solved with bans. So while it's important to take note of this, it's not really the primary issue with Backseat Gamers. A lot of the time, people will sort of spoil your gaming virginity by telling you exactly where something is, how to get there, etc. And once you've read it, that info's in your head. So as a content creator, this can detract from the quality of the gameplay. So on this front, I'm gonna give the game a 7 out of 10. For online content creators, particularly those of you who stream on Twitch and YouTube, my score is still high at an 81%. Still well worth streaming, just be wary of douchebags. Motion Twin, this is hands down the best game that I have ever seen from you. I didn't really ever keep a lot of tabs on your studio. Nothing ever really stuck out to me personally, but I'm gonna be doing it from here on out. This is an excellent effort in an excellent genre that really, you could have just filled the game up with ridiculously stupid, unfair bosses and enemies. But no, you have a well-crafted, well-designed game that's fun to play, and I'll probably be dumping another 100 hours into it. In any case, guys, I stream over on Twitch. You can catch me playing games and all other sorts of bullshit at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. If you have any recommendations as to games that I should play on stream or games that I should review on here, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll be having a look whenever anything happens, because I'm by no means getting flooded with comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.